Hello, we are the Makeup Couple, and we are on location.
Here at the Dent Schoolhouse, we have to make a pretty creepy character, kind of like from The Descent. So this is our process. This one's a little bit different than the other videos that we've done.
So from A to Z, you're going to see the sculpting, a little bit of the casting, and then the final application. So here we go!
Woo!
All right, there we're starting with A, or my eye.
Sculpting time!
Yay! So we're starting with a female head form because we know that it's going to be a female model. It's made of a hard resin plastic, and then we are using Monster Maker's clay.
This clay is kind of a hybrid between your typical like wet clay that's water-based and your sulfur-based clay that's more like modeling clay. So it's kind of a fun mix of the two, and it's really nice to use when you're building prosthetics.
The other nice thing too is with it not being water-based, you don't have to worry about it drying out and it just becoming a rock or a paperweight.
Which is super nice, because I've done that quite a few times, and it's depressing every time.
And as they say, makeup is a learning process, so...
It really is.
The other thing you don't see is references are huge when you're doing makeup and sculpting and anything, so I'm actually looking at some kind of monster shots that we really liked, and that's kind of what we're basing this sculpt on.
It's kind of like a bat creature almost.
Yeah, the client came to us and wanted a crazy kind of albino dwelling creature, so this is what we're giving them.
Yay! So we started out, Bud's doing this first part of the sculpt, and then I'm gonna take over and do some more, and we go back and forth. It's super fun. We never actually sculpted together before.
No, and it was
fun.
it was kind of nice because you can sit there and you can have a movie running or something like that, and you can sculpt and have a good old time.
What were we watching? The Trick or Treat movie?
Yeah, one of my favorite Halloween movies. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. So yeah, doing the ears, kind of the build up, and you want to do small little pieces when you're using Monster Makers, just because you got to kind of warm it up in your hands, and then you can just kind of slowly build up. That way you don't have too much clay to where it's going to be an unrealistic build up and prosthetic down the road.
This stuff is cool too, because you can also like put it. We have tiny crock pots, so you can melt like big chunks if you feel like it, but you got to be careful about the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, here I go doing stuff.
And some details. Look at that. Adding some brows. Brow.
I'm glad that you did the initial build-up, because that's the part that I hate the most.
It kind of works out.
So I was excited that I was like, yeah, I'm going to start doing things.
Well, it was kind of neat too, because I kind of went with an image and then she took that image and made it her own too. So it's been kind of a fun blend here. We plan on doing a lot more of these too. This is our first experiment at it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing it together. It was like a collaboration.
So you're adding some little dimples? Actually, you didn't like those dimples.
I didn't. I said, F those dimples.
And just know, when you're sculpting, sometimes you just gotta have to keep tearing down and putting back up. That's kind of part of the process.
Yeah. But you just gotta keep messing with it until it's awesome. And there's our final sculpt.
You can see we did a little more detail. You didn't get to see some pock marks. We scrubbed it down with, I guess it was mineral spirit? A little bit there to smooth it down. You can see some texture. And here we are at the Dent Schoolhouse in Cincinnati, Ohio, in the makeup room there. And I am gluing the prosthetics. Now, what you didn't see is the molding process. We used an ultra-cal mold. It's kind of boring because you got to sit there for 30 minutes and watch. So we said we'd skip it. And you get to see this cool part.
Get to the fun actual makeup part.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, we made the ultra-cal mold, which is like a concrete plaster sort of thing, off of the clay, and then we poured latex into it to get the prosthetics that you're seeing now.
We actually didn't do the ears, which it was just due to time. We had a week turnaround on this, so we had to go quick. But I'm gluing with Prozade, the medical adhesive. Erin's now helping kind of trim up, and she also based her out and kind of did. She's supposed to be this ghoul that's coming out of a chimney. So that's why she's got this soot too.
So it's kind of like a mix between prosthetic, makeup, and a body paint, which is super fun.
Now what's that red stuff you just put on?
The red stuff is essentially, it's Pax paint, which is a mix of Prozade and acrylic paint. What it does is when you do the underneath of a prosthetic, you want it to be that red so it reflects kind of the blood underneath the skin, and it makes it look more realistic.
Science!
Science!
Now the full details are coloring her in. Big thanks to the costume department at the Dent Schoolhouse for throwing that together.
Go, Alex!
And then we're working on some hair there, greasing her up.
You really gotta make sure you hit every aspect when you want to finish a
money
creature.
shot. There's Mallory.
Hey!
There's here's the final product and scene. And that's how a monster is born.
Ta-da! From A to Z. So if you like this, you can check out some of our other videos. Thanks to everyone who helped out, so make sure you like and subscribe.
We are the Makeup Couple.